Hello and welcome, Math 2414 Calculus 2 online students to the Spring 2016 semester. My name is Robert DiGiovanni. I'm the instructor for this course. What I wanted to do in this video is just take you through the details of the class, kind of to get you started and hopefully answer most questions that you might have. I'm going to assume that you're familiar with Northwest Vista's main website, which is what we're looking at here. And you'll want to click on this Login to ACES tab. I'm already logged in. Let me log out real quick. Show you that again. So I'm going to log in. At this point, it's going to ask for username and password. If you don't know your username, you can go here, then get your password here. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. Okay, at this point, you'll click on this tab here, My Courses, and make sure you're looking at the Spring 2016 list. And let's see here, we are the Cal 2 class, we're the Internet course. I'm also teaching this face-to-face, so let me see here. Click on that. This should be your course. This is called Canvas. This is where we will communicate, where everything for the course is located. Right now we're looking at the instructor's view. It's not what it's going to look like for you. I'll get to that in a minute. Let me show you first of all the inbox. This inbox is where we're going to communicate. If I send you an email, it will appear over here. If it has a little round circle next to it like this, it means you have not looked at that email. And so when I send you something, it'll appear on this side. If you wish to send me something, you click here, select the course, which is this one. And then from this list over here, you can select teachers, and I should be the only one in here. Select me, type in the subject of your email. Click this box, type in the body of the email. If you want to attach a file, you can. If you want to attach a video, you can. I'm not quite sure why you'd want to do that, but you could. And then send it. Okay, so that's the official way we communicate. No other form of communication is acceptable in this class, or I should say no other form of communication is official. So if you've got something important to communicate with me, this is the way to do it. All right, let's get to the class. So let me go back to your course here, and this is our home page, but I'm going to switch over to a student view. Wait, hold on. I have to publish the class first. Hold on. Now switch it to student view. All right, so this is the way it should look when you get in here for the first time. There's a lot of stuff for us to go through. Let's just take a look at this home page. First, there's a warning here that you have to be enrolled in what's called WebAssign by 3 p.m. on Thursday, the 21st of January. And if you don't do that, you'll be dropped from the course. So I'm going to show you how to get in there and do that. Just stay tuned. I'll show you that in a second. Next link will be orientation video. That's not there yet because I'm making it right now. So later on, this will have a hyperlink to it. WebAssign enrollment, that shows you, well, actually, you know what is that? Okay, it's a video.
Hey class, needed to show you how to get enrolled in the course.
Enroll in WebAssign. So I'm not going to show you, I'm not going to go through that video. Only thing I should say is be careful in this video. I probably use a code in that video from an old semester. So I'll show you what your course code is in just a moment. And then we've got a bunch of other stuff here. So let me let's get to the syllabus. I think that's where we should start. So, all right. So here's the syllabus, and right off the bat, there's an important thing you should note. Even though this is an online course, we do meet twice a semester. Twice this semester, we meet for Exam 2 and Exam 4, which are what we'll refer to as the midterm and the final. Here are the days and the dates and the time. You're supposed to show up at 9 o'clock in the morning. These are on Northwest Vista's campus in Juniper Hall, room 111A. You'll show up on both those dates and take an exam. You'll be sitting at a computer to do the exam, but you'll have to show ID and stuff when you come to take the test. If for some reason you live out of town or you can't make these days and times, then you can take the test elsewhere, but it is up to you to secure a proctor. Make sure you go to like a local school or a local library. Find someone who can administer the test for you. Send me their information. I will get back with you and let you know that it's okay, but you must give me a 2-week heads-up notice. Okay, so for like this first exam here, it's in March. 2 weeks ahead of this exam, you have to tell me who it is that's going to be doing your proctoring. If you don't give me 2 weeks heads up, I can't let you take the test anywhere except on campus. And if you don't show up to these tests, it'll be zeros on those tests. So, all right. Here's my contact information. This is my office location, my cell phone number. This email address is only in case this inbox thing disappears or like something's wrong with it, they're having issues with it. That's the way you can get in touch with me. My cell phone, you can text me. Just make sure that you include your name and what class you're in and then what it is that I can help you with. My office hours, if you're ever on campus, I should be in my office during these times and days. Also on Fridays I'm there, but you have to make an appointment with me if you want to come in and meet with me on Fridays. Otherwise, just walk in. I should be in my office during those times. All right, you need an access key. So the only thing you need to do this course is this number and a credit card, and you don't need to go buy a book or anything. And that video that I had shown you a second ago shows you how to do that. This is the code you're going to want to use, not the code in that video. And then, let's see, here's the book that the course is based off of, but remember, you don't have to buy this. You will see in a moment that you have access to that book. So let's see here. Course description, I'll let you read through all this, outcomes, evaluation. Let's get to the grade, standard grading scale. Here's the way the grade breaks down. You're going to have homework assignments. They're 10% of your grade. Those are done online. You have quizzes. Those are done online, 10% of your grade. You take an exam 1 and exam 3 at home. Those are both 15% of your grade. And then you have your on-campus midterm and final. Those are both 25% of your grade. So half of your grade is what you're going to have to do face-to-face. Attendance, even though this is an online course, you still need to participate and stay on top of things. So if you are late for 4 assignments, then I can drop you from the class. Another requirement of the course is you must keep a binder. So I just want you to be organized in this class. When you're doing your homework on the computer, make sure you're writing down all your work. Okay, you don't need to write the problems out, just the work. And then same thing with your exams. Same thing with your quizzes. I forgot to put quizzes in here, but put those in here. Your exams that you do at home. Any notes that you take when you're watching the videos, any like lecture notes that you take, make sure you include those in the binder. If you do not have any handwritten work to support what you have online, then I will not count what you do online as credit. So in other words, you have to have something that backs up everything you've done online. It has to be done in your handwriting and it has to be thorough and complete. So keep that binder. I will collect that binder at the final exam. The rest of this I'll let you read through. It's all just basic stuff that's in a syllabus. Then there's a schedule. I'm going to ask you to ignore this. I have to have it in the syllabus, but I have a better schedule for you to look at here. I'll show you that in a moment. All right, so that's the syllabus. Let's get back to the home page. Now let's take a look at that schedule. So I recommend you download this, print it out. Here it is. So here's the layout of what you're going to be doing, when it's due, and how to get to it. So you have a couple of things that are due on the 21st. First of all, you have to get enrolled into WebAssign. If you just click on this, it'll take you to WebAssign. The next thing that you have to do is you have to do a homework assignment in WebAssign. So if you click on that, again, it's going to take you to WebAssign because that's where you go to do it. I'm going to show you how to get into this, I'm going to get in and play around with that in a minute. I just want to show you the schedule. The schedule is the most important document in the entire course because it just lays everything out. Then you have to do a confirmation homework. That's all due on January 21st by 11:59. Then we start getting into the material. So how should we do this? Let me show you WebAssign first before I get into this. So let me go in here, and if this is your first time here, you're going to go and enter your class key, and that was that thing that was in the syllabus that we looked at earlier. So remember in the syllabus, there was that code right here, okay? Oops, right there. That's the code that you use, and then you go through the enrollment process. And also, if you forget how to do that, just watch this little video on how to do that. All right, so let's assume that we're in. You've got yourself registered. You've paid with a credit card. You have access to the course. Then you're going to log in. All right, so now I'm in as an instructor, so this isn't going to look the way it's going to look for you, but I'm going to get into your class, and I'm going to switch it to the student view. Now, right now, because the semester hasn't started, nothing is really appearing, so you don't have any assignments, but this is where your assignments, your homework and your quizzes and your online exams will appear. Really, there's nothing else in here that you need to worry about except that there's the online book. So you click on that, it'll open up an electronic copy of the book, and this is where, going back to the schedule, you'll notice that first homework assignment, or this right here, 3.5, that's a homework assignment for 3.5, and that means we're looking at Chapter 3, Section 5 in the book. So here's Chapter 3, Section 5. It covers inverse trigonometric functions, and so you'd want to probably read through this, try and get a basic idea of what's going on. Of course, I'm going to have more than just the book for you, but just realize that your book is there. So you'll have your book here, and then you have your assignments. Now, since I can't show you the assignments through student view, I'm going to have to switch it back to an instructor view, and then I'm just going to go ahead and show you some of these assignments right now. So let's start with that first assignment that was on this, which was the web assignment enrollment. That's not an assignment. You just have to get it into the system. Then you have to do this getting started with WebAssign. So what is that? Well, getting started with WebAssign is a tutorial that explains some of the things about the way this homework system works. So go through this. This is just to get you acquainted with the way that you can input, fractions and exponents and things like that. So you do that first. Then you go to what's called the homework syllabus confirmation. This is just a yes or no question. It just says that this is kind of like you signing the syllabus saying, I understand the requirements of the course. You do those 2 assignments, and you have actually completed the tasks for the 21st. And you could, if you print this out, you can just check these off as you go. Then you get to 3.5. So if I were to click on 3.5, that would have taken me to WebAssign. I'm logged in, then I go to 3.5 homework, and let's take a look at the homework. It's going to actually show you the answers here. So, well, some of these it'll show. It's not showing. I have to click to see the answer. You won't see the answer when you're doing this because it's homework. So you go through, and I believe you can attempt to answer these 5 times each. So you get this wrong. You can get question 1 wrong 5 times before it's like completely wrong. So it's just practice. All right, so here are all the problems you work through. And then I'll show you a quiz. So the only difference with the homework and a quiz is that on a quiz, you only get 1 shot at each problem. And there's less problems. There's only 5 problems here. So you go through and do those problems. Also, something I'll point out, this says that this problem is like a problem in Chapter 5, Section 3, number 19. So if you were to bring up the book, no, that's not the one I want. Let me go to the book. It was Chapter 3, Section 5, number 19. Where's the book? Here we go. Now, if I flip to the back of the section and go to number, this is the homework for 3.5. If I go to 19, which looks like it's on the next page. 19, see this right here, this problem? That is similar to this quiz problem. Here we go. Come on. right? 3,519. Find the derivative of the function arcsine of 4x plus 1. Let me show you that book again. Where's the book? Find the derivative of the function arcsine of 2x plus 1. See that? Very similar. So that's a way you can kind of cross-reference. Now, why is that important? Well, I'm about to show you why that's important. But here are the homeworks and quizzes, and you just work through these. You follow the schedule, and you go through and you do each section. So let's look at, with this schedule, what else you're going to have to help you learn. All right. So get back to this. Okay. Sorry, this orientation video is kind of doing it on the fly here. So let's just go back to the very beginning here. You're in here. You're ready to do some work. You bring up the schedule. 3-5. Okay. You know that there's homework on WebAssign for you. You know there's a quiz in there. But before you actually do that, you could go open the book and you could read through the book, or you could and I should say, not or. You need to watch these lecture videos. So what I did is last semester I recorded all of my lectures that I did for a Cal 2 class in my face-to-face class. So I'm going to bring up the lecture videos. It's going to bring you to a YouTube channel. Whoa, that's not right. Yeah, this is right. Sorry. Don't worry that it says passed. And what you want to do, since this was 3.5, you're going to go on 3.5 inverse trig functions. You're going to click on this, and you get to watch.
Okay, everyone, welcome.
Now, keep in mind that these videos were done last semester, so if I'm talking to the class, I'm not talking to you necessarily. I'm talking to my face-to-face class. So if I assign them homework or give them a quiz or something, just ignore it. What you're interested in here is the content.
Welcome to...
I'm going to get into this. Let's see, into this video here. Looks like I'm slow here. Huh. Let me reload this. Looks like I'm having a little bit of an issue here. I wonder if this is YouTube or me with the issue. Let me go back here. Okay, click on day 1.
And we did things like optimization problems, farmer builds a pen,
okay, so that's me doing
things like that.
And giving a lecture.
-1 plus.
This is actually, I was just doing like an introduction.
The little -1, and here I'm using, and that was.
Now you'll see that in this video,
I know some of you don't have your.
I cut to.
And all their domain restrictions are in the book.
Notes that I'm referring to in the video. So for you, if you go back here and you go into Files, you'll see course notes. And these course notes are what I'm referring to in these videos. So 3.5, I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to download it and bring it up. So what I was showing the students on the board, that's all here. And so when you hear me refer to notes, on the board, this is what I'm referring to. So you've got a video that you're watching that's referring to notes that you can download, and then me doing a bunch of examples.
All right, let's look at.
So you watch that video, and
1.
you're done with that, and
then
you go back, and there was a second part. That was part 1 of 2. So you watch the second part for 3.5.
Let me see if I can do it.
I'm working through some problems and
of the answer.
You watch me do those problems
per
just like you were there in class.
Hour.
Really. It's a lot of video to watch, though. Okay, be aware of this. We're talking about hours of video here. So you've watched these videos. Go back to the home page. So you've watched the class lecture videos, and then you go and you're like, all right, I'm going to go do that homework, right? Where's that 3.5 homework? Do I have it open? Yeah, there we go. So you're doing that homework and you're like, I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm really ready. I've watched the lecture, but I'm still confused. So back on this page, below this, it says homework solution videos for face-to-face class. So what you'll see here is I've made videos. So here's, they don't start till 5.5 actually. The first few sections I don't have videos for, but starting in 5.5, which is right here in the schedule. So these first 3 sections you're kind of on your own. There's no homework videos for you. But starting in 5.5, which is where the material starts to get more difficult, I do have videos.
Yeah,
and what I do is I work through problems out of the book.
Sorry, cosine of theta is negative.
So notice this is number 5 from chapter 5, section 5. So 5.5, I'm doing number 5 out of the book. So that's where you could go and cross-reference into your problems, you know, where you were looking. Let's see, 5.5. Let me look at the homework assignment for this. I hope this is making sense. I'm kind of scrambling all over the place here. I'm opening up the 5.5 homework for us to look at. There we go. Here's 5.5. So let's say 5.5.1, 5.5.2. Here's 5.5.3. Make a substitution. 5.5.5. Okay, so here's 5.5.5. Let me go back to that video. See, I'm in 5.5, and I'm looking at number 5. It's cosine cube theta sine theta d theta. So if you go back to the preview of that assignment, you can see here this is very similar to this problem. And I'm asking
Sine theta d.
All right, so you've got so much information here to help you that as long as you approach this the right way, you're basically going to be getting the same exposure that you would if you were sitting face-to-face. The drawback is you've got to put in the time. You've got to watch the lectures. You've got to be willing to watch all my videos. There's, I would say, hundreds of hours of videos for you here to watch. So, all right, is this making sense? I hope so. You go through, you've got this deadline, 3.5. What are the things you have for 3.5? You've got my class lecture videos. You've got my videos of the homework being done. You've got the online ebook. Okay, so you've got everything hopefully you need to succeed. And then you move on, you do 3.6 the same way, and then 4.7 the same way. And that's all due on the 30th of January. So what you want to make sure you're doing is not waiting until Saturday morning to start these 3 sections of material. These 3 sections of material, that's like a week and a half of material, and you cannot absorb that information in one day. So that's why there's about a week between each of these assignments, or between these deadlines. So you work through this, then you work through this, and then you'll have your first exam. That first exam will be online. Get rid of that, get in here. So you'll see it'll appear in this list of assignments. So here's exam 1. There is a password on it. I will send that password out about a week ahead of time. Okay, but you do that at home. And then you work through the next few sections, and then you have that on-campus midterm. That midterm will cover everything that we've covered so far. Then you work through next, oh wait, we have a spring break in here. Notice we jumped from the 11th to the 26th because there's spring break right there. And then you have the next sections, and then next exam, next sections, and then your final. So it's all here. I mean, I hope that this kind of lays out how the course is going to work. I mean, in some sense, this is a face-to-face class that's been recorded that you use online. And as long as you're willing to put in the time, I think you'll not only do well, but you'll learn a tremendous amount in this course. Let me finish up with what's in here. I've got the files link, which takes you to what I showed you earlier. This is the schedule, which we had been looking at before. The course notes, which I showed you. Formula sheets, you're allowed to print these out. When you come on campus for the midterm and the final, you will be allowed to bring these with you. And in fact, when you're watching my video lectures, you'll hear me refer to these sheets throughout the semester. And I'll tell you, like, okay, on page 5 of your formula sheets, blah, blah, blah. So that's what I'm referring to. So that's in there. Old stuff, I wouldn't look at this. These aren't really up to date. These are just older things that I had out there. I just like to keep all my information in one place. So that's my old stuff. What else? Course notes. I showed you that we have notes for the sections in the class. They do stop right here at 7.1. That's intentional. After 7.1, I do everything. All the notes are basically, there are no pre-made notes, and it's because the material itself lends itself to a lot of drawings and stuff. So there's really not a need for notes to be written out. All right, so let me go back to here. Yeah, that's it for that. So let me get back to the home page and make sure I've covered everything there. We got old videos. So on my YouTube channel, I have some past semesters that you can look at. It's just more of the same stuff. It's just out here. So when you're in my videos, if you click on playlists, it'll bring up all the videos for all the different courses I teach, and there's a bunch of playlists in here. There's Cal 1 stuff in here. If you want to go back and look at like Cal 1, let me see if I can find a Cal 1 in here. Here's a Cal 1. And let's see, I've got it organized by topic, so you can look up. Like if you forgot some stuff on implicit differentiation, you can watch this video on implicit differentiation. So you've got my old videos. Okay, grades. I will update the grades here for you, but I only update the grades after exam. So after exam 1, you can come here and see how you stand in the class. After exam 2, exam 3, and then after the final. Other than that, your grades will always reside in WebAssign until I bring them over here. The syllabus we already looked at. Files we already looked at. Discussions. That's a discussion board. So if you want to talk to each other as a class, this is the place to go. It's public. Everyone in the class will see it. So I encourage you to ask each other questions. WebAssign has a way to ask questions, but I do not want you using that. If you have to ask me a question or if you need to ask each other a question, come here. Either send me an email or put something on the discussion board. People, this is a way to link to the people in your class. You can email them directly, try and form some study groups. And then the last one here is this online tutoring. This is a service that our college pays for. I don't have any information on this as far as like student experiences, but you can go ahead and try it. It's supposed to be 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can link up with a person that will use a whiteboard, online whiteboard, to answer any questions you have. You tell me. I'm not sure how it's going to work out. So any feedback you can give me on that would be great. And that's pretty much it. I'm nothing else for you. I can't really stress to you enough that the main gist of this class is you watching lecture videos and then trying to do homework problems. Once you do these homework problems, if you're stuck, you can look at my solutions. And then if you're still stuck, you contact me and I try and help you out. So good luck. I look forward to answering questions that you might have. Let's have a good semester. Cal 2 is a tremendous course. There's a lot of information in here. This is the hardest calculus class, they say, from the calculus sequence. I kind of agree with that. The main thing that makes it difficult is the pace. It just never, ever eases up. It starts fast. It never slows down. In fact, it gets harder and faster as things go on. So you have to reach to new levels that you didn't know you were capable of. And if you're willing to put in the time, you will be rewarded for that. But if you can't put the time in that's required for this course, you will find this to be a struggle. All right, good luck.